I mean, we can keep recording, but we'll have to cut it. It's good. It's good stuff. But I've just been in a time warp, I guess.
Mm,
My wife's parents have been here since November. They're leaving in about a week.
family is so
Yeah.
beautiful. What a beautiful,
No,
majestic
they're great
gift.
people, but I mean, I think you get tired of anyone after 2 months being in your house.
And what do they think of the show?
They don't speak English, Ryan. So thank Christ they can't listen to this.
Ah, listen up, folks. 2024 is in full swing. Where to begin here? Remember the Capitol?
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
3 years later, January 6th is still funny as hell. You cannot convince me otherwise. Those that passed died a warrior's death, and Valhalla awaits them. Brooklyn Hasidics are creating party tunnels underground, presumably to escape their wives. Winter Storm Heather is currently sunking and funking her way across most of North America. Football news: Belichick is gone. Saban is gone. Jacksonville Jaguars, scope snipe, field dress, and smoked to perfection. Paired with a vintage Josh red wine. Yes, January is January, and this Janissary is ready to guard all of our little sultans and sultanas from evil online cabals and nasty misinformation. So sit back, all you middle-aged turkeys. Kick your feet up on the ottoman. It's time for Garbage Juice Podcast to put on our funny little hats and serenade your soul. There is so much more I missed. But we are but two humble men running a media empire. Here on this 13th day of month 1, 2024, aka Football Night in America. Browns at Texans, Dolphins at Chiefs, Steelers at Bills. That game's moved to Monday. Why? Winter Storm Heather. Lee, are you watching any football?
Well, since the Jags got eliminated, I need to move to my second team, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Having a game in Buffalo, the Steelers are playing the Buffalo Bills this week. Buffalo, New York is pretty much an unlivable hellscape, I would say. And the fact that they can't even schedule a fucking football game is very telling of that city. Just to start throwing some shit around. Again, the Jags blew it against a team that had 5 wins and 11 losses up to that point and couldn't seal the deal, which is disgusting. I mean, this is a Jaguars podcast, so I don't.
Yes, it is, and
I don't want to get too far off topic.
I stand before our beautiful audience, a humbled man. I did say the Jaguars were going to take this one all the way this year. I made that claim. But to go back on this a little bit and explain a little bit of this away, let's go back to week 10 of the NFL. Right, the Jaguars are playing San Francisco in, I think, Jacksonville, off a bye week, week 9 bye week. Week 8, I think, was a victory. Somewhere around the middle of the season there, the Jaguars were a robust 8-3. And then from around that point, things got out of hand. That team fell off hard. It was obvious to me they were cooked. I stopped watching. I stopped paying attention. I knew right then and there this was not a caliber team to go anywhere into the playoffs. But it really was anyone that's watching football could have seen it at that point. They didn't have the juice. They were a juiceless franchise. This was going to be their year. This is the first time
they couldn't even get beat by the Chiefs in the playoffs this year.
This is the first time in 54 years that neither Tom Brady nor Peyton Manning was in the playoffs. You look it up. That's a real fact. And this was the time that the Jaguars were going to shine. And yet here we are.
Here we are.
A total cooked bird. Those Jacksonville Jaguars thrown in the stew, dry aged, as you do Jaguar meat. The game your variety. It was sad. I think that a lot of Jacksonvillians really had their heart broken because it was their time. It was going to be them. They got their golden boy lined up back there. He couldn't pull it together. It's not really totally his fault. I don't mind if you blame Trevor Lawrence, Mr. Lawrence. This one, not the man. He couldn't really just save a sinking ship like that. Honestly, I hope they clear house.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
Fire them all.
I'm gonna put it out there right now. They got to get rid of everybody. And I'm sick of having to say it. I will repeat myself. The move those chains chant must stop. The Jaguars will continue to be a juiceless operation going forward with that move those chains chants. I don't know. I don't even know if anyone from Jacksonville is actually online, but there's a petition out there. We got to get our signatures up. I'll link it in the show notes. Sign the petition, folks, to end the stadium-wide first down chant done by the Jacksonville Jaguar fans. Let me tell you, the players hate it. They're sick of it. They're sick of that shit. They say, move those chains, move those chains, move those chains. And they do an audible grunt. And then there's a series of Duvals with a lot of U's. It's not good.
But that's just for a first down.
Keep the Duval, honor the culture, but leave the move those chains. I don't. That's enough I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, I'm sure if they had some more continued success, they would stop that nonsense. They don't have a consistent year-to-year competitive playoff streak going, right? So I think Jacksonvillians, they just need something to celebrate at some point. The team is now playing, 60% of their games in London now? 70%?
I guess the Monarch has some type of ownership in the program.
The King of England is a co-owner, is the co-general manager of the Jacksonville Jaguars. But looking for obviously the games today have been we got the Chiefs Dolphins going on. That's boring.
One more thing.
Boring game.
One more thing. Looking backwards, we talked about a complete role reversal of the Steelers and Jaguars, and here we are.
Here we are
watching the beautiful Steelers as we predicted. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about how we predicted the Steelers getting into the playoffs, even though they weren't looking that strong, and they had backup.
I'd given up on them completely. I find it hard to watch any team that's going to lose a game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I like to watch undefeated champions like Florida State 2023. I like to watch undefeated teams that don't lose games. Right.
Wow. We do. Would you like to talk about college football? Florida State Seminoles had a series of unfortunate things happen to them. They make it undefeated and they're snubbed. They're looked over.
Oh, completely.
This is a cabal of evil forces working against them.
Oof. Hell yeah.
And what is the verdict? If you're not in the SEC, you just don't get to play?
Yeah. Or SEC or Big Ten. You got to be like in the conference where Michigan and Ohio State is, or you got to be in the SEC. Those are the only ways you can actually compete anymore. All the rest are irrelevant.
One of those gets mad. They say, I'm taking my ball. I'm going home. It's my ball. I'm going home. That's what they told Florida State. So is that their only option? Is that just moving to another conference?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
They basically have to do it. Because what did the judges, the people who select the teams? It's an invitational tournament, right? It's not really based on any specific criteria, except they want the four best teams. Now, if you have a team that's supposedly in the Division One top five conferences that wins everything, doesn't lose a game, traditionally they have gotten one of those spots to at least compete, right? To say, hey guys, you didn't lose once to some really good, and you played a lot of good programs. Florida State beat LSU this year. They beat Florida. They beat Miami. They beat Clemson and a bunch of other teams too, some of which I can name, some of which I can't.
We could fill that
I
in.
could just, yeah, I don't, some, we do play some real garbage schools. That is also true. But you got to give them a chance to win the championship after winning all their. I think it's obvious. If you don't do that, then what do the games even mean? If you think about it philosophically, if you win all your games, like if we look at it in a sports philosophy, which is now what this podcast is going to focus on.
Yeah, I was going to say that's pretty much what we have been doing for 40 something episodes now.
If you look at it from a sports philosophy standpoint, you say, well, why even play games? Why even have games?
Yeah.
Why even have organized sport?
Why
right?
even keep track of L's and W's?
It's the dissolution of society when you say wins don't matter. Just put a bunch of people on a field and have them run around in anarchy because it doesn't matter anyway. Right?
I'm gonna go one step further here, and I'm gonna say abolish colleges. We've talked in detail about this before. Colleges are ruining this country, and we'd probably be better off without them. There's plenty of other ways that young people can get together and have fun, and we don't need
the institutionalization of that.
We don't need the collegiate mind virus infiltrating our sports. So good luck to college football getting views or having people show up to the games here on out. Now, is there a change of rules coming next season?
They are going to increase the play. So this year, the playoff field is 4 teams. Next year, they're increasing it to 12 teams. However, looking at this year's, because they rank all the teams at the end of the year, the top 4 get into that invitational to win the championship, and the rest play other games depending on where they're ranked. So all the teams, so the top 12 teams this year that next year would get invited in, the top 12 teams, I think 10 out of the 12 of them are either going to be in the SEC or the Big Ten next year.
Yeah. So there is conference realignment in process, right?
Oh, everyone's moving into these other 2 conferences, into the SEC and the Big Ten. Everyone.
Yeah. Disgusting.
They're like national conferences now.
Terrible move on their part.
Yeah, just abolish the whole thing, as you said.
Yeah, we should get rid of it. They don't really help, and I think it's clear what the real move needs to be.
Defund higher education.
That's right. Keep public schools, but college, got to get rid of that.
Like Harvard, Yale.
Yeah,
totally agree with that. Those got to go tomorrow.
Yeah,
they got to go.
Just like keep. I mean, you can keep the properties. Let's just set them up as like a free range kickback. All year long for those that want to chill. Some
get on campus, play a little hacky sack.
Yeah.
Little frisbee.
Yeah,
but there's no actual business there.
Woody Harrelson, Matthew McConaughey will stop by, joining the hacky sack sesh. People can visit, stuff like that. That's the real realignment that we need.
I am in total, I'm thinking about it. I say, look, I don't have any arguments here. I have no counter arguments. Just get rid of them. No doctors, no lawyers, no underwater basket weaving majors, gender studies.
Gone.
I mean, all of it just goes.
We could still have people around to prescribe us medication But all that red tape in between, it's just a bummer. We don't need people going to school for 7 years to figure out like the best way to like write resumes. Like the resume format should just be one thing, right? It doesn't need to evolve. We don't need to do the tricks where you like put like 200 words at the bottom in a white font. So when you send it digitally, the algorithm like picks up on these keywords, even though you don't have them in your text, they're just in a hidden font.
Oh yeah.
That nothing bums me out harder than resume time.
Are you looking for a job right
It's
now?
disgusting and anti-American.
Are you
Yeah,
looking for a job right
yeah,
now?
I'm always looking for work. I'm poor as shit.
Fair enough.
I have been putting out resumes, looking for side work and whatnot.
Are you looking for a more like full-time role doing something similar? I this may be for too like personal or not interesting enough to put on the main show, but I'm curious personally. Are you looking for something more like stable 9 to 5, doing stage work? Like you said, there are certain shows that probably run all the time that need consistent people that know how to do rigging and lighting and all different things around the stage. I don't know. I'm asking out of ignorance and curiosity.
I'm looking for something that can supplement my time where I have flexibility, something to add into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
So anything I could
Mm-hmm.
do, you know.
Hmm.
And
Life coach would be a good one.
oh, yeah, yeah, that's exactly what people need.
I'll start getting the business cards ready,
Thank you.
and that's really all you need. It's
Yeah,
just business cards. Ryan, life coach.
yeah.
You make up a fake name.
People, yeah,
You
yeah,
need a better
yeah.
name.
I need a name that pops better,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Jack Magnum.
Life coach.
Yeah, yeah, something that really jumps off the page.
Yeah, I like that. Jack Magnum.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
people aren't gonna hire Ryan. It's be like, oh,
Fuck no.
they either already have too many Ryans, or they're like, no, this sounds like a guy that's gonna be an asshole to work with.
Totally.
Sounds like a guy that'll step up and be like, well, actually, um, the British pronounce it aluminium as it's supposed to be called. Ryan's a real Reddit guy name, and it's unfortunately tainted the waters for me to really dive into money gathering.
So we need to change it. You need a professional name, like a stage name, if you
Oh,
will.
I mean, I'm on board for improvements.
Jack Magnum's a good start. Um,
Ooh, like, is that your real name?
let
Jack?
me find a few options here.
Jack, of course, short for Jackhammer, my full name.
Jack Hammer Magnum. The hammer is your middle name.
Yeah, and Magnum. What's the world's strongest man? Magnus.
Magnus, some Icelandic meatball of a person.
So, have you known anyone that went to the Capitol on January 6th, 3 years ago?
No, I don't. I wish I did. I just don't know enough people.
I asked my neighborhood Facebook group, the Hapeville neighborhood group, if anyone went. And I got some pretty good replies before the moderators shut it down. It was like a split between people that are like, hell yes, I wish I did, and people that are like, what are you doing? How could you ever ask this question? Don't you have any respect? And you probably went there. But before I could rebuttal, they fucking shut me down.
Well, this was on which platform? Did you ask this?
Facebook.
Hateville's Facebook
Yeah,
page.
yeah, yeah. Neighborhood Facebook page. Which I recommend everybody right now. You get on Facebook and you if you're not accepted in the Hateville, Georgia neighborhood, there's a go to your own neighborhood Facebook page, and it might take some searching. Find the one with the biggest amount of people in it, and it'll provide so many laughs. Just check in on that every once in a while for.
Well, you need a good question like you asked. Like, was anyone at January 6th?
Yeah, that's all I
Right?
asked. I didn't say I was there. Did anyone from Hayville go to the Capitol on January 6th, 2021? And yeah, some people got it.
Well, Ryan, I've got some stage names here for you
Okay.
just to switch over. I thought asking ChatGPT and just giving like a few small prompts here. Max Steel,
Mm, that's a great name there too. It's probably a porn
Bl-
name.
these are a bit pornographic, but I mean, again, imagine each of these names in a black font on a business card, and underneath them says life coach with your phone number.
Yeah, I'm actually having trouble thinking why not.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I pursue something like this?
The second one is Blaze Maverick.
Ooh, these are good.
Phoenix Thunder.
Phoenix Thunder?
It's a little yeah, Phoenix Thunder. It's a little extreme, I think. Griffin Knight. That's a good one. That's believable. Griffin Knight, life coach,
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
industrialist.
Wow.
Griffin Knight. Don't pass on that one.
Like a dual title.
Life coach,
Uh,
philanthropist. Ryder Blaze, which is appropriate. Jet Falcon.
Jet Falcon. Bird Hawk.
Axel Renegade.
These are great names. And it's the greatest part about meeting people with awesome names is that you can imagine that their life is just a cut above ours because the way that people treat them, but also what state their parents were in at the time that they made that happen. And I guess all these last names are fire. So
Yeah.
you're already
Yeah.
halfway
Again,
there with a last
Griffin
name.
Knight,
Yeah.
Axel Renegade.
Strong names. Strong names help create strong humans.
Mason Storm. I love that one. Mason Storm.
Mason's a little too post millennial, late millennial norm core.
Yeah, it's
Like
the moms around my neighborhood. So my kids, Mason and Mackenzie, are in
yeah,
elementary school this year.
Asher and Grayson.
Jalen,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Knox Havoc.
Have you ever
KNOXHAVOC.
met a Knox?
I wish.
That would actually be pretty good up here in North Georgia. That's what I should do is just start really focusing in regionally. What's the most powerful name? Of course, just south of Knoxville here. And that would make
Jackson
sense.
Striker. Jackson with an X. Jaxon.
Yeah.
Jackson
Yeah.
Striker. I think I've given you at least 10 really good ones that you can use
Yeah.
in your new life coach business that I just started for you.
It's going to be,
Because sending out resumes is a complete waste of time.
yes.
I think
Yeah.
everyone can agree with that.
No one's ever been hired because of a resume.
Not once,
I'll say it right now.
not one time. And that's why you're wasting your time. So you need to start your own side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that creating a persona, like a Stephen Col like this when Stephen Colbert was funny, when he
Mm-hmm.
created kind of this persona, right, on TV, you got to create a persona of You know those people who sell get rich quick schemes on Instagram, like that you need to buy their investment manual
Yeah.
to make massive returns?
Yeah. Also a
That's who
great
I think
hustle.
you need to,
Kind of lean into that.
which is a great hustle. I think, but I think that's where you need to lean in on. I think you need to change your name, change everything about yourself.
I would need to write a book, which
Yeah.
is
Well, you
already
can
a,
have ChatGPT do that for you. That's not
yeah.
that big of a deal.
Yeah.
People do that to write all their homework assignments anyway,
Yeah.
Ryan. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? So all you need is a book. We've already got the NFTs out there. All right. We already started with the NFTs. So we're halfway there, basically.
Highly
Right.
profitable NFTs. The line is in circulation. There's been a lot of buzz about it, folks. And I suggest highly that we'll link to that in the show notes as well. You go check those out.
Yeah. We don't want to forget we are selling digital collectibles right now through the Garbage Juice brand. Garby NFTs, unique, mint your own today. When we get enough reservations, we will unveil them. That's how it works, as I learned as I set all this up. But my thoughts for you, it may seem like I'm actually being as sincere as I possibly can, is that you need to recreate yourself and build a brand to start a side hustle that is going to be lucrative in its outcome. Something along the lines of life coach slash investment advisor slash success mentor, something along those lines.
Inspirational, self-actualizing guy.
Innovator.
Take the current model I'm working with, scrap it. Current me, phase one,
Out.
in the trash can.
Trash can. Didn't work.
Take the trash can out to the street, even though it's 4 days early. Just make sure it goes.
Yeah.
It is refuse.
Now, what I want you to do is I want you to keep your beard, right? I want you to keep that nice beard, but I need you to grow your hair out on top a little bit more. I want you to have full ponytail
Full ponytail
with the beard. Yes.
with the beard.
Yes. Yeah. We got to start that.
Am I slicking back hair?
Yes. Slicking it back completely.
We're a heavy product. We're volumizing it, and
Exactly.
we're giving it a nice like fucking turtle shell hard coat.
We got to clean up your beard a little bit, but we're going to keep most of the volume.
Am I
full slick back hair into a ponytail?
Am I dyeing my hair black, or is it we keep it
I
going
think that's
blonder?
We're gonna maybe highlights, but we'll talk about it when we get there.
Maybe some workshopping on color.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have serious thoughts there yet. We do that I think because you got to get the money maker and all of its surroundings on point.
Mhm.
Because you're not going to be meeting anyone. You're not going to have to go anywhere.
Mhm.
Everything's going to be green screen. Like, hey, you're going to have a picture of a Ferrari and you're going to be right next to it explaining how you got that Ferrari, right? But it's just a picture on a green screen. You're going to be riding in a helicopter, but again, it's just going to be a green screen FMV of a helicopter moving. We're going to position you inside of it, right? You're going to have your headphones on. You're going to be like yelling over the audio.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm in the chopper right now. Keep talking. I can hear you.
Okay. More ideas. You could start IRL Twitch streaming with that persona. Okay. Just talking to folks as they come in and gathering followers, right? No better way to validate your success than having many followers in digital space. You don't even need to go anywhere, right? We just need to improve really from what's here up, actually. None of it needs to be, this is not a lot of work, Ryan. I'm not trying to steer you wrong.
Ahead of everything else, I'm not really looking to do a lot of extra work.
And that's exactly what I know already.
I'm worked to the limit that I'm willing to go. So this sounds great.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Not everyone can do it.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do it.
So like self-actualizing, money advice, real talk. People would benefit from that.
Yes. You would just have to talk all the time. That's really it. And you do that anyway.
It's kind of like my gift is something that I'm doing as a gift.
Yes.
I'm just one guy. I can't hold on to all this gold. That goes against a personal ethos of mine. I have to do this. right? That's that kind of that at the end of the line, if I'm really pressed back up against the wall, that's my ultimate goal.
You know Grant Cardone? Do you know who that is?
Great. That's a real powerful name. Strong name.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to show you his website real fast.
Okay.
This is kind of how I want you to be. All right. Here he is on stage with Kevin Hart. Yeah.
Times Square,
In the private jet.
private jet in the background. At risk youth, signing books, filling up arenas. Kevin Hart, co-adjacent. Yeah. Okay.
CEO, international speaker, entrepreneur, best-selling author, creator of 21 best-selling business programs. Ryan, you've got 22. You've already beat this guy.
Um, a crazy thing about the time that we live in now is that like this exact resume is kind of what employers want from you if you apply to a job that's like pallet smasher, guy that breaks down pallets. It's like companies want you to have CEO, master's degree. A lot of these entry level jobs I'm seeing out there, they want people to have a bachelor degree to like throw trash away. It's insane out there. And it has to be at some level, companies will just go through the motion of listing themselves.
If you're not first, you're last.
And who knows if they're even fucking hiring? Does he say that?
If you're not first, you're
Holy
last. That's the name
shit.
of his book.
Is this post Talladega Nights? Was this where they got it from?
When did this come? 2010. I think Talladega Nights was what was before that. I think he just took that.
Yeah, that would make more sense. That's what you do. You lean into it. You get people jacked up on a change that they so deeply desire within themselves.
He does do a lot of real estate deals. This guy's got a lot of money. Anyway, that's who I want you to be. But a totally fake version of it.
Yeah.
And just sell your knowledge to the world. You don't need a college degree for that, bud.
If only there was an ability to take a pill like Bradley Cooper and the masterpiece of the big screen, Limitless. If only there was an ability to ingest something that would, at the molecular level, alter the chemistry of your brain and give you a full persona transplant. If there's only anything like that, or just sort of like that out there, that I could have at my beck and call for when I'm ready to log in, that right there would be, oh, so clutch.
It's a good thing to invent. There you go.
I could start buying those targeted ads of male pattern baldness to help maybe thicken up my hair too. I could just get a good wig.
Yeah. You know what? Even better. We don't even need to wait. Just get a nice wig.
Yeah. Like Silvio on The Sopranos. That is a glorious wig. That's a real strong look on a guy.
And
guys are conscious.
Can you be foreign? Do you have a foreign accent? Like a foreign, can we pretend that you're something not American?
Mate, you know, I've done Australian on this show more than once. I get back from the gym lifting heaps, mate. I'm absolutely swole. Heaps and heaps. You know, I could work on that. I could work on but I'm actually really strong at an Australian accent. Yes, I'm actually really good at that.
Okay, well, you're going to be Australian.
Yes.
You're going to be Australian. Let me think what name was the most Australian? Because we need a name that fits that persona.
Great white. Like one word first name.
Maybe we go back to Griffin Knight. Griffin Knight sounds like an Australian name. You're an Australian. You recently moved to, where do you live? It has to be LA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Name's Griffin Knight.
Santa
You're an
Barbara,
Australian entrepreneur.
Malibu,
Moved to LA
Malibu.
and
Yeah, Malibu.
moved to you have a place in Malibu
Re-
and
real estate fortune,
you have a real estate fortune
real
and
estate empire, CEO, real estate empire.
you've discovered the secret to success and you're going to share it with the world.
And my book is titled WAP,
What does that stand for?
Wealthy Ass Player. Wealthy Ass Player. Of course, it's a twist on Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion slam dunk hit WAP.
Okay, that's where I thought you were going.
Right. Yeah. So it's just in the same vein as if you ain't first, you're last.
I love it.
I'm going to just step by step follow the success pattern like it's a resume, like it's a template for a resume, because that's all these people want.
And you could say, so let's say, even if it doesn't work out, you still have to put on your resume that you're CEO of Griffin Knight Industries, CEO, chairman of the board of Griffin Knight Industries, where you created a brand, a unique brand, and you were able to create an empire through your own personal brand as CEO and Chief Innovation Officer.
I pioneered blood boy centers up and down the California coast in 2019. I've reversed my aging to my biological age. Is that I'm 23.
No, you actually claim that to be like you're a 75-year-old man, but through your blood centers that you've stayed your age. Like this is why you look the way you look, because you're born in 1950. You're born in 1940, whatever, but you've just maintained this youthful glow through the secret to life, something like this, which you're willing to sell, of course.
I've successfully convinced the courts to pursue and approve lawsuits against women that I've slept with as a statutory rape issue on their part, because my biological age dropped under the age of 16, which would make in no state consensual sexual interaction. I've pushed through court systems several of these lawsuits on my climb to wealth. Like it's just one of the many things I did and I was capable of doing.
Well, you're a natural.
Self-determination, swim like a shark, never go backwards. Always never apologize. Never say sorry.
Is that the name of your third book?
I'm getting bullet points because I'm visualizing this a little bit more.
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to get out the vision board.
Yeah. This is a Sheila right here that slept with me. As biological age, I was 13. Of course, at the time I was 42 because of reverse aging techniques that I've pioneered on my own.
The more I hear it, the better it is, actually.
She sucked my hog dry all night.
That is the Australian technical term, right? Hog.
Seeking retribution, and the amounts of upward to 6 mil Australian. Well, they still call it dollars, probably. Or wait, are they on the British currency system?
No, I think they're an independent country now. Although no one can be sure.
Oh, it's just that the Queen is on it. That's what it is.
Yeah, they have their own money. They just put the Queen on it. Yeah, that's right.
Kind of like Canada. You want to talk about Chabad tunnels or what?
Yeah, well, I mean, we can if you'd like to. We can change that. We can change the subject. We can move on to that. I don't really get it. I don't really understand it.
This happened January 8th, and I have a timeline. But also, if it's the dry topic for you, we don't have to talk about it.
No. Yeah. Someone else had asked me about it, and I was just like, what the? I don't understand what they were even trying to do.
Yeah, like, as to clarify for the unwashed oaf in Americans, you're not acidic.
No,
You're not a student.
I am
You're
not.
you're not a yeshiva student.
I'm not. No.
Right. So
I haven't even been in one.
This is different. So to figure out about this, you got to kind of dive into the story. And I do believe that the story is fascinating and worth talking about because, again, if you're just tangentially online, this is going to go right over your head. You're not going to quite understand it. So the men that kind of dug this tunnel were younger. So they're students. And they were seen entering the building and tearing up wood paneling and throwing wooden pews, while several of the men ran into the tunnels to stop them being filled. The New York City Police Department responded after reports of a disorderly group outside the building. So imagine a subcontractor coming in to do the cement work as they were ordered to by the city. So there's cement pouring into your tunnels that you've built. You see this happening. So what do? You go to try to stop it. Well, then the subcontractor is going to make a phone call to the police. And so they're going to have to come out there. So then that's kind of, again, where we pick up with the images of the most Italian man ever, cop, NYPD, saying specifically, that's not what we do here in America. And again, there's so much happening at this point. This is like an A24 movie. There's so much tension happening and different parties involved that I just felt like I need to know more about this. But it is complex.
It's really complex. It's super complex. It's not like something you can easily explain. I've had to read 4 or 5 articles now where you're talking about this. Just to try to understand it.
Lee, of course, that is why I started at Chabad Tunnel on Twitter. So here we have like a Wikipedia run through, a thread that you can find, and we'll post this in the show notes. That's x.com.
This is your account?
At Chabad Tunnel. This is one of the interns made this, just so we can have this to clarify, all right? So after the chaos of the cement subcontractor coming, many refused to come out of the tunnel, and as a result, the New York City Police Department arrested 9 people on charges of criminal mischief, reckless endangerment, and obstructing governmental administration. 3 other individuals received summonses for disorderly conduct. Of those originally arrested, 7 were later released and 5 were scheduled to be arraigned in front of Brooklyn judge. Those arrested were reported to be between the ages of 19 and 22. The New York City Fire Department reported that they had been anonymously informed about the tunnel in mid-December and had responded to inspect it on December 20th, but the tunnel was not detected. This goes back over a month, or about a month or so, to initial reports. There is reports of people hearing Yiddish in their walls, which immediately would be you would dismiss that if you're NYPD, right? It's I got time for this. This happens all day long. Crazies are calling in, hearing voices,
complaining about Jews in the walls.
Yeah, right. A New York City Department of Buildings investigation in January determined the tunnels were illegally excavated and connect 4 neighboring buildings. The tunnel was approximately 60 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 5 feet tall, with inadequate shoring. So shoring, of course, that's the bracing within what you need to do when you're making a tunnel, right? You're twisting rebar, you're forming concrete vertically, steel beams, or at least wood timber of a reasonable size, because above you is the world outside, right? Presumably this is in New York, so there's going to be a lot of buildings around you. So there's danger in this. A full vacate order was issued for one neighboring building due to foundation damage. The tunnels reportedly connected the building to a nearby closed men's mikvah. The synagogue's leaders attributed the unauthorized construction to extremist students and called in construction crews to fill the tunnels with concrete. According to the New York Times, the purpose of the tunnels was to begin illegally expanding 770, the property number there, a process which has been delayed due to various legal disputes involving the building. I'll need some help with the pronunciation. Rabbi of Chabad's media director said in a statement that the incident was deeply distressing to the Lubavitch movement and the Jewish community worldwide. A lot of stuff, right? So these kids are really not helping anything right now, to be honest. Seligson, the rabbi here, also characterized those that had created the tunnel as a group of extremist students. Rabbi Krinsky, chairman of the Chabad Lubavitch movement, released a statement thanking the NYPD and stating that the actions of the students will be investigated and the sanctity of the synagogue will be restored. So that's exactly what you tell the NYPD in a press release. Possibly he knows. Most likely people know.
What? No, what?
The tunnel digging.
Yeah, but the bigger question is why?
Why? Okay, let's keep reading on. The building was temporarily closed pending a structural safety review. Residents of Crown Heights had varying responses to the incident, with some concerned about those involved disrupting the sanctity of site and highlighting the activities on a fringe group of individuals. So this is the neighborhood of Crown Heights, New York. That's what they're referring to here. Others connected with the reported expansion efforts of the group, stating that the site visitors had outgrown its capacity and there needed to be an expansion on the property. Footage of the January 8th incident in tunnels went viral. This is again where a lot of people are picking up when the images are going viral. But we're still peeling back this onion here. Rolling Stone reported the event sparked the proliferation of anti-Semitic social media posts. Anti-Defamation League director Jonathan Greenblatt described the anti-Semitic posts as deeply troubling. So, background on the location. The world headquarters of the Chabad Lubavitch movement are located at 770 Eastern Parkway in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and is often simply referred to as 770. The building has been subject to a dispute between the Agudas Chassidei Chabad, the umbrella organization for the worldwide Chabad Lubavitch movement, and the Gabaim, who control day-to-day operations of the main synagogue. The Gabaim belong to a sect of Messianic
Hasidim.
Thank you. Who believe that Rabbi
Menachem Mendel Schneerson,
the seventh Chabad Rebbe is still physically alive and that he is the Jewish Messiah. So they believe somebody's still alive. Some of them.
Yes. Yes.
And so there's conflict amongst the group.
Yes, exactly.
And so this is where the extremists branch out to expanding the complex.
Yes.
And what do you do if you're a guy anywhere older than like 6 or 7 years old and you're around a bunch of other guys? You will just naturally start digging holes as a pursuit of truth and answers. Folks, if you're not familiar, guys getting together in large groups, and especially real ripe age for this, are just going to start digging, looking for answers. They're digging to expand. Not everyone believes it. So it's possible here that some people don't know really what's going on, but also that they don't approve of it. Though a court ruling in December 2006 decided that full ownership of 770 belongs to Aguda Hasadi Chabad ongoing legal disputes have prevented either party from altering the structure. So they're just taking it on their own to say, you know what? We're going to fucking do this. Here we see videos. Let's see what we can get. Of course, this is the clip.
We need to spend something. You guys are not like this. Not safe. We don't do that in America. We don't do that in America.
Dude, what a boss.
So overall, 10 out of 10 score on this news story. A lot going on.
Yeah, they're climbing out of walls. They're climbing out of the grates, the storm grates, you know.
But at the end of the day, I think I support their movement. I think that we should have access to freedoms in this country, and digging should be one of them. So hats off to
You're
them
absolutely right.
for whatever ultimately they're trying to accomplish. And if it's just tunneling,
Hey, you don't think they're serious about it? You didn't see the video? They're as serious as you can possibly be.
And if you're tunneling, I salute you. Tunnel on, tunneler.
Thank you, Ryan, for that. I actually didn't understand it at all. And now I understand it. Now I know what happened and why and all the players involved.
Yeah, like a story like that has a lot of layers, and it would be easy to just have someone post a video and someone make up shit. But I needed to know more. But also, it's just that kind of information is much more available on Twitter.
Yeah, you cannot get that story anywhere else.
It like Instagram, people aren't concerned with that. I'd almost be willing to say that Griffin Knight doesn't really have a Twitter, doesn't have an X.com account that he runs, but he does run an Instagram account.
For definitely, most definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
So he has a whole department for his socials, right? So but he's never like really logged on to Twitter or X.
It's just a big time commitment, and Griffin's busy.
Yeah, because I couldn't go to work. I had I had to look that up. I couldn't have a job and know all that information.
No, not possible. Like, you don't want people thinking that Griffin Knight is a fake, right? Yeah. And if you post a lot on Twitter, people start asking the question, what else do you do to make a living? Like who are you, right? What do you do? We don't want people asking those questions. Instagram is much more believable.
You don't catch big game tuna sitting around Wi-Fi. We don't have that on the yacht. It's not available.
Makes sense. Logical. You were in a
deepwater fishing. Yeah. You don't have access to Wi-Fi, even though I do have access to Wi-Fi anywhere in the world with a satellite phone.
Exactly. But you didn't at this point. Makes sense.
Yeah,
no questions. So I think we've accomplished a lot this evening. Are there any other news? Is there anything else that's gone on recently that we should make sure we discuss? It is 2024. It's our first recording in 2024. The Garbage Juice podcast has now stretched over 2 years of existence, right?
Beautiful.
When did we start? 2022?
That's right.
The year of our Lord, 2022?
Yeah. It's 2 years of coming soon. And we do have a lot scheduled on the calendar. But
what happened in 2022? Do you remember?
No, I just go back and play an episode, and it brings me right into it. I play an episode of the worst audio quality sounding recorded and streamed media that's out there, and I think to myself, that's heaps and heaps of growth.
Well, we have come a long way. Yeah, the episodes can be listened to now, right?
Yeah, I listened to last year's New Year's Eve. We did a best of list,
Oh,
Yeah, we did a best of
yeah.
list, and so it was really timely. It was good because I do now remember that that one specifically was bad. Um, but it just feels good. It feels good that like it doesn't sound that bad now.
No, no, it sounds professional. You know what you could be, Ryan, in your spare time is a podcast producer.
I should be.
I'm sure there are hundreds of people in the Atlanta metro area
Yeah.
that are trying to podcast and just aren't as good as you and I.
I think the
So
average person is wanting to podcast. And if
most
they're
definitely.
if they don't know us, but they're listening to us right now, they've just found us is because they themselves are trying to poach from our greatness. But they're also trying to learn, and we're okay with that. And we welcome that. We want people to come on in to the garbage juice tribe. We want to be an umbrella operation, right, sitting right at the top, co-CEO-manship of an empire.
Hmm. I like it. I like it.
Ideally, that'd be great. Here's the thing, though. There's an unfortunate amount of experts out there that people have had time, and what they've done with their time is master such things as producing and having like nice equipment, but they don't have the awareness to know what they're missing. And that's the Griffin Night Edge. They don't get it. They don't see they cannot see the one missing link to take them to the next spot.
And that's what you bring.
Entertainment, baby, business, advice, sexual escapades on international
We should do
waters.
another, by the way, we should do another relationship advice episode.
It's coming up.
With Valentine's Day coming up, I think
coming
we should
up.
do at least two. I
Yeah,
think this is the season to do at least two.
yeah. Do some crowd work of the
Well,
World
what
Wide
episode
Web.
is this going to be? Is this 48 or
49.
49?
This is
So the
49.
next episode is 50?
That's right. It's the new year, and it is time for us to be champion in a new direction and new enlightenment as we do reach caste system rising of every season, every year of our lives. But that's like why we're influencers, and that's what we're doing here. You know, call it just
We are influencing the culture.
just general boomeristic nihilism that might be setting in, but it is important to keep focused on the positive, because that's what we're bringing to the table. That's the Griffin Knight advantage. So episode 50 coming up, folks. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be a big one. We're going to have guests. There's going to be surprise announcements. This is stone cold truck commercial rock time. That's the next phase.
I'm with you.
Do
Do you want to go? Do you want next episode to be the start of season 3? Do you want to say like, look, we've taken this concept as far as we can go, and we need to bring it to another level. And this episode was about creating a new persona for you, Ryan, so you can rise to that next level of what this network is going to bring, and what this media organization is going to bring to the table. And from episode 50 to 500,
I just want to do episodes.
whatever you want.
So it looks better in my head as I'm picturing the card trick that we're doing here. The podcast itself is a card trick. We're trying to use this as a stepping stone, of course, to get into the millions that we so deserve. The billions, dare I may say.
Yeah. Let's not sell ourselves short.
So we get into taking on episode 50, and we just do episode count number from there on out. And that way it becomes easier too.
I'm never going to fight you on anything like that, because there's more to life.
Thank you.
I'm totally in agreement. I think you can think of it as the 3 stages of our growth. You know, like that was the seasons was like the cocoon.
Prequels.
Right? We were little
cocoon.
caterpillars, and we rolled into these cocoon-like shapes for a few seasons, right? Now the wings have developed. We're unleashing ourselves out of our cocoon into the universe. into the void of consciousness, let's say.
Like a transition.
Yes,
We're
yes, we're transitioning.
Yeah. a lot of our listeners will appreciate this metaphor as well, as an open-minded show and embracing our own coming out. Our own ability to do that and to really transition into our newest, most beautiful form. The Butterfly Boys here, coming at you live.
We're gonna be changed.
Next episode, folks, episode 50. It's gonna be madness. It's gonna be absolutely stellar, interstellar, out of this galaxy. Be sure to tune into that. Look forward to a lot of cool things happening.
I don't know how to end it, but
anything more to say for the show?
No.
Rabbi
Menachem Mendel Schneerson.